Alright, so we have arrived. It's the Fitchburg Furnace. You can probably see it back there behind me on the sign. There's some more information here that we're going to look at. And apparently there's tours that's given here, but I don't know when they do that. So I don't know, we'll maybe miss out on that. But the Daniel Boone National Forest. Welcome to Fitchburg Furnace. I'm going to get a shot of this because there's a lot to read here. So I'm just going to video this. You guys can pause it. But there's some pretty cool stuff here. Notice ancient ruins, archaeological resources, fossils, and historical remnants in the vicinity of this notice are fragile and irreplaceable. The Antiques Act of 1906 and Archaeological Resources Protection Act of 1979 protect them for the benefit of all Americans. Enjoy but not destroy. But do not enjoy, but do not destroy your American heritage. Yeah, so it's basically telling us don't dig up stuff. And then there's a little sign here that tells us a little bit about the Fitchburg Furnace. A lot to read there. I'm gonna read it, but I'll leave it here. You guys can pause and check it out. Should be able to get a good video, a good shot of it there for you. So, yeah. This is pretty cool. I did not know this was here. I'm gonna leave a link in the description telling a little bit about this place. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Let's walk up here and what's this? This is a big old something right here. Oh, there's more information on the back of the this sign here. So let's take a look at that. So I know it took a little bit of video here, but I do want to read a little bit of this. Fitchburg Furnace, past achievements and future goals. Built in 1868 and acquired by the Daniel Boone National Forest in 1973, the Fitchburg Furnace is a double-stack steam blast iron furnace, one of the largest charcoal-fired furnaces ever built, and the only twin-stack furnace in the world. That's pretty cool. It now stands a monument to its creator and the historic iron industry of Kentucky. Though it never achieved its full potential, the furnace remains a testament to the genius and determination of the designer Frank Fitch. Since 2004, the Forest Service has been working to stop the decline in the massive structure and to improve access for the public. This work has resulted not only in the stabilization of the furnace, but also in the discovery of additional foundations and some of the original machinery that forged cast iron from local ores. That's neat. While the restoration work completed to date will help ensure the long-term survival of the impressive structure, additional plans are being shaped to develop improved interpretation at the site. That's pretty cool. I'm glad they're doing that. So let's go up here and take a look around. I'm gonna take a couple of pictures and then we'll go up here and take a look around and see what we can get into. I don't think we're allowed to actually go inside, but we can get as close as we can. All right, let's go over here and take a look at this big old, I don't know what it is, but it's really cool looking. I'm sure this is one of the artifacts that they were talking about. Oh yeah, it's open. You can see inside of it maybe? Not really. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'm not really sure. There's a hole here too that you can see. Yeah, it's kind of closed off. I'm guessing that did something with the iron. Whoa, big hole there. But I'm not really sure what that did. It's still pretty cold, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's like 30 degrees, something like that. The wind's blowing and it doesn't help. Pull that back off my face a little bit. But yeah, this is a nice little area. Whew. Another little placard here. Give her fire. This cry rang through the woods as colliers tended huge something of charring wood, piles of charring wood. It's a little cut off there, so which would be used for fuel at the Fitchburg Furnace. I'll take a picture of this or get a video of it so you guys can see it and read it. Men who made charcoal built many coal pits or hearths throughout the mountains during the summer months. Well, that's cool. Master collier and 1 or 2 helpers might work 7 to 9 pits at a time. Once fired, they had to be tended day and night so that the wood would not ignite and burn completely away. The trees marked with orange bands contain about 3 cords of wood, which makes enough charcoal to fire the furnace for 2 hours. That's a lot of wood. Enough to produce about 1 cubic foot of pig iron. During the summer, the furnace ran continuously, requiring 30 to 40 cords of wood from 25 to 30-year-old growth per day. Wow. Some furnaces consumed the yield of an acre of woodland a day. Clear cutting went on year-round to provide enough wood for the charring season. Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of wood. Keep this thing going. But that's really nice that they've done some restoration work on it to help preserve it and preserve the furnace. So, and of course, you know, people come along and they mark it all up, but you know, it is what it is. What can you do about it? I don't know if we're allowed to walk in there or not. There is a placard up there, so I guess we can at least walk inside the barrier here, but I think we can walk on up in there, and we will, and then we'll take a look. But there's another sign down here I want to check out and show you guys. Oh, and you can walk up through the path there too, so we might do that and then walk inside. Let's see. Each furnace operation was normally a self-contained community known as an iron plantation under the direction of an iron master, usually the owner. There's a lot to read here, so I'm going to take a picture of this or a video of it so you guys can see it and you can pause it and read it. Hopefully you can see it okay. It's not in the greatest of condition, but here we go. There's the furnace back in the heyday. Continues on up here. Hopefully you guys are getting this, or this camera's picking it up so you guys can read it. But this is pretty dope. The iron in the form of pigs was hauled by tram road to the Kentucky River, where they were shipped on flat boats to iron manufacturing plants in Cincinnati and other places. Like the other iron furnaces in this area. That's pretty dope. So I'm really glad I decided to come on out and take a look at this. Some picnic area. That's pretty cool. And there's some more back here. Let's walk up here and check this out before we walk inside and take a look around. Actually, let's go on in and take a look around. I think we're allowed to. So let's cross the line. Yeah, of course there's people marking it all up. Yeah. The casting house was a wooden shed which covered the sand molds where the iron was run. Note the depressions in the stone directly above the archway, which probably held the roof of the shed. Long trenches sloping gradually from the front of the furnace were made of molding sand with enough clay to permit their being molded to the desired shape. I can't read. When the iron was ready to be drawn, a worker with long-handled tongs would grasp the clay plug in the dam stone and with a skilled twist removed it. The molten metal shot out of the opening Filling the main feeder trench. As this trench filled, guttermen diverted the molten iron into side trenches, forming a series of bars from 4 to 6 feet long and from 60 to 250 pounds each. Holy cow! Bars from the main trench were sows, while bars from the something were pigs, hence the term pig iron. I'll get a little shot of this for you. You can see it's pretty tattered. I can't really see what it says down here, but so above the arches there's, oh yeah, okay, I think I see what they're talking about, but maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, let's go inside. This is gonna be dope. Check it out. This is pretty cool. It's through here. Not just a little trench. Yeah. Then that goes back out that way. Very cool. What's over here? This is really cool. Let's walk around and see the other side. There's a little doorway there. Let's go out here and check out the other side of it. Oh, we can go in this middle part here. Yeah, there we go. Wow. Holy cow. So, I don't know what that is. It's a big pipe. I'm guessing it might have... Is that where it ran out, maybe? I don't know. That's blocked off there. You can't get back in behind there. But this big pipe, that's nuts. Let's see. Can we? Nope, can't see out the top. Let's go to the other side. Oh, check it out. They got jacks in here to hold it up, to stabilize it. That's what they were talking about, the stabilizers. Wow. This one all the way up as well. Kind of figured it did. This is pretty cool, guys. All right, I'm really stoked that I came to check this out. All right. Let's walk around to the side and see what we can see. Oh, they've got it fenced off. You can't really get into behind it. Check out that molding work up on the top up there where they... Wow. That is really cool. Stuff like this amazes me. It's like these are huge, huge stones. And I know we had the technology to move the huge, huge stones back in the 1800s and whatnot, but wow. That's still a lot of freaking rock. Big rock, too. Let's go out here and get a full picture of it. I've got a wide angle lens, and I'm still having to back up quite a ways to get a shot. There we go. Okay, so there's a trail over here, and there's some more signs back here we're gonna go take a look at, and then get a shot from the back of this thing. You can see, well, I don't know, you might not be able to see. They just fell a tree. But you can see kind of how the stones are separating up through there. As you look on up through there, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I'll try to zoom in when I'm editing this and show you what I was talking about there. But yeah, that's just nuts. The intricate, I mean, you look at it and you're like, oh, it's an iron furnace. There's no intricacies there, but look at those stones and how they have them in there. That is just insane. And then again with the mold work around the top, that is nuts. I love it. Stuff like this excites me, I'm sorry. So let's walk up here, and I think there's some kind of retreat over here that helps take care of this place. We'll check that out and see what that might be about and some information about that if anybody's interested in that. Aldersgate Camp and Retreat Center. That's what it's called. So, all right, cool. So we're up here behind the furnace, as you can see behind me, and there's a sign here talking about the charcoal house. So we're going to read this real quick. These few loose stones are all that is left of the charcoal house. It was here that the fuel used by the furnace was stored. Charcoal fresh from the charring hearths and still warm was hauled in iron-lined wagons to an open shed. Only when it had cooled completely was it moved into the charcoal house for storage. Charcoal was an ideal fuel, being almost free of sulfur, and its ash, consisting largely of lime and alkylus, supplied part of the necessary flux. An average furnace would consume from 600 to 800 bushels of charcoal every 24 hours. Holy cow! That's a lot of charcoal. The average consumption of charcoal per ton of iron was 231 and 204 bushels for Chandler and Blackstone, respectively, over a 4-year period. Well, that's pretty neat. Let you guys see what I just read there. And then there's the sign for the Aldersgate Camp and Retreat Center, which is just over that little hill there. So that's pretty cool. I'm not really sure what few loose stones they were talking about. Maybe those that we walked up on. I don't know. But there's another sign over here that tells us a little bit more, so let's go see what that says. Oh, somebody else just pulled in. Cool. Oh, this is a bigger sign, so this one will definitely be a video that you guys can just pause and watch. "179 bushels of charcoal to make 1 ton of pig iron. Wow. The usual charge was made up of 100 pounds of iron or 40 pounds of limestone and 6 bushels of charcoal combined in the proper proportions. The furnace in full blast remained filled at all times. Iron ore was mined from Thacker Ridge and Cobb Mountain. The ore was piled in this area until it was needed for the furnace. According to old records, the ore was worth about 25 cents per ton in the bench undug. Wages for digging the ore varied according to location and facilities, but averaged about $2 per ton. The principal ore used in the Fitchburg Furnace was limonite, which is usually found above St. Louis limestone formation and is known as limestone ore. There's usually a considerable thickness of fine white shale and clay above the ore. The limonite ore was most valuable because it was easily smelted and produced a better grade of iron. Well, that's pretty dope. Once the charge was added, it was time for the blast. The steam blast hissed through the blast pipe into the nozzle that penetrated the upper part of the hearth and then roared as it expanded with the heat. So I wonder if that's that middle tube. Due to the intense heat, 2,000 to 3,000 degrees, the oxygen in the ore began to combine with the charcoal, leaving the iron to settle in a more or less pure state. The iron and the slag settled in the hearth, the heavier iron on the bottom, while the slag floated on top. The slag spilled over the dam on the side of the furnace and was directed into a pit or hollow. The molten iron was held back by a stone dam in the face of the hearth, until the iron was ready to be drawn in the casting shed. So that's pretty dope. I didn't know. That is really cool. I'm gonna have to look up more on how the whole iron smelting thing went down, and that's kind of cool. But here's the backside of it, and we were right down in there just a minute ago. You can see that little archway there. Sorry, my finger caused it to. But yeah, and they've got rain gutters, I guess, to keep from rain settling on top. But that's really cool. So there's a path here that goes back a little further, and I don't know what that path is, but I think, oh wait, no there's not. Yeah, there is. You know, I don't know, I don't think I'm allowed to go back in there. And I don't know if it really goes anywhere or not. But let's see. I don't think this is part of the retreat over there. So let's see what we got. Where does this go? I don't think it goes anywhere. But let's keep going. Just to see. Ah, now. Ooh, big thorn bush. Or a big old thorn. Ooh, bird. So you can see it there. See the ceiling is caved in on it. So let's make our way back out towards the truck. Alright, so that is the Fitchburg Furnace. So I get smacked in the face by a branch. Pretty cool, guys. Pretty nifty, if I do say so myself. Spiffy. Swell. Pretty swell. Nah, swell's not the right word. Pretty spiffy. Cool. Well, I'm glad I did this. Was hoping to find lunch on the way here, but we did not. So that is our next endeavor. Making our way out of here to find food, and then make our way on home and start getting this video edited for you guys. And let's see, can we see anything? Can we see anything back here? I didn't notice this was open. Let's go take a look. I don't know if it is or not. Oh, yeah, it is, but there's nothing really to see. All right, cool. So as we were walking back down, I noticed these stones that were around the tree right there. There's a couple of loose over there. There's some more here and there and there. I'm guessing those are the loose stones that we were talking about up there on that sign. So there we go. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get that up there to come out to where we can actually see it and read it. It's basically just telling, you know, hey, this is the Red River Furnace, I think is what it says. Yeah, Red River Furnace, Frank Fitch design, 1859. And then it's got the builder's name underneath of it, Sam Worth, I believe it is. So I'm gonna look into that a little bit more, drop some information in the description below. Guys, I appreciate you following along on this one. Join me next time as we wade through this adventure of life right here on Wade's Outdoor Adventures. Peace.